In 2025, you should not be selling agency services and instead focus on selling systems. You see, in the past 30 days, I was able to collect $30,000 just by selling one single system. And after this video today, I want you to stop operating in the red ocean market, which is the SMA marketing services space, and give you a step-by-step process on how you can go about paving your own way, competing less, charging way more whilst working with fewer clients. And the only thing that's keeping you right now stuck in the agency hamster wheel, giving out free trials, working with headache clients with multiple bosses, and being stuck below that 10-15K per month mark is repositioning. And what I mean by this is repositioning yourself from being an agency that just provides basic services that your clients can find anywhere else to becoming a systems partner and owning and being able to build a unique system that helps a unique type of client get whatever outcome they want to get. So right now, let me share my screen and go over my step-by-step process and turn you into a systems partner by the end of this video. So everyone you see making $50,000 to $100,000 a month is selling a particular system and not a service, meaning they have a unique mechanism behind what they do that no one else in the market can copy, right? And this basically helps them create a market of one, where they no longer have to compete with thousands and thousands of other agencies and where the client can get that system only from that one particular person. So in the past 30 days, this is what I've been able to do. I've collected $30,000 without having to spend hours on service delivery, working with multiple bosses who constantly bombard our Slack channels with requests, operate in a red ocean market, or giving away free trials and working on low retainers, right? And this was done with the least drag possible because, again, I was selling one system, providing one outcome to one particular type of person. Right? I basically created a repeatable process that can be installed into a client's business within a particular industry where most of my fulfillment is automated and just runs by itself, meaning I only have to build this system once and I know the system is going to get a particular outcome, right? Because I've been able to build something that when you run, right, just gets an outcome all the time. So just a super quick thing, if you are curious about how you can start selling systems, then make sure to check the link in the description below this video where you can schedule a one-to-one roadmap call with me where we can just sit down, have a conversation, and I'll show you a step-by-step process of how you can start selling systems. So yeah, back to the video. So again, if you want to work with 2-3 clients and make $10,000 a month with 70 to 80% profit margins, charge large upfront setup fees, take percentages of your clients' growth through your system, have no employees because AI would just take care of everything, work 1 hour a day if you wanted to, and reposition yourself in a crowded market, then this whole notes app brain dump that I did on how to sell systems is for you. So let's get right into it. Now, first things first, we do not sell Facebook ads, we do not sell Google ads, we do not sell editing services, copywriting services. We sell systems, right? The system is having a unique mechanism, unique strategy combined with an offer equals to an outcome. So what a systems agency does is we try to map out every step of getting a certain outcome for our client, and we try to identify areas of implementing automations or optimizations. Is there a better way to do this, or is there a quicker way to do this? Right? And we want to be able to focus on the overall business growth of our clients rather than helping them grow one specific channel. We want to be able to set up the right infrastructures and foundations to scale. And we want to be more focused, right, on being a strategic operator rather than an executor, right? Now, what I mean by this is as a strategic operator, the process is not really reliant on you, right? So with a system, right, there's inputs, processes, and outputs, right? And if you as an agency owner or you as a business owner is heavily involved in your client's processes to get them a particular outcome, then you have not built a system. You have built a service, right? Meaning the system or whatever it is you provide is reliant on you as the executor to get a particular outcome, right? So what we want to do with the systems agency is become a strategic operator where we have the system running. It's not reliant on us, right, for parts of the processes, right? However, we make strategic decisions on where to take the system or where to take the client's business, right? Now, compare this to a basic service agency where, you're selling retainer services that no one wants, right? If you are currently running like a Facebook ad agency or just an advertising agency, you know how difficult it is these days to stand out in that market. And the reason for that is because clients can find thousands of other Facebook ad agencies these days. Like, it's not that difficult to find a replacement. Everyone does Facebook ads. Everyone knows how to run Facebook ads. So there's nothing unique about being a Facebook ad agency anymore. Yes, in 2016, 2017, 2018, you could get away with it. But now, as the market gets more and more sophisticated, the market simply wants something new. And that new is selling particular systems to these businesses. Again, another thing with service agencies and what makes it harder to scale is having no unique mechanism or no unique positioning behind you, right? You're a Facebook ad agency and that's all you do, right? There's nothing unique, nothing valuable about you compared to thousands of other agencies out there, right? So you end up competing with hundreds of thousands of other agencies providing the same thing, right? And then you have to price battle with them because they'll provide the same thing, right? And shit is shit no matter who you are, right? So basically what tends to happen is you become sort of a glorified freelancer rather than a partner to your client's business. And then you constantly have to work hard because you've tied yourself inside the processes of what gets your clients an outcome, because you constantly have to be running ads, you have to be constantly testing stuff and so forth. So when you step away, the system just doesn't work and it breaks, right? So again, this is why agency owners are always stuck in the service delivery trenches, is because they built operations and systems that are aligned on them, right? Without them, the system doesn't really operate well, or it just breaks. Whereas with selling systems, right, we want to be able to work smart. We want to basically strategize more than we execute, right? And execute only on the necessary things. And when we do execute, we build systems that just don't have to rely on us anymore, right? We build it once, we release it, and let the system run by itself and get a particular outcome for our clients. Now, what do I mean by unique mechanism, right? And a lot of people make a mistake of not understanding what a unique mechanism actually is, right? So here we have different channels. We have YouTube, cold emails, cold DMs, paid ads, SEO, right? For example. Now, unique mechanism is basically a unique strategy inside one of these channels, right? Inside one of these channels, right? So there are cold email agencies, there are cold DM agencies, there are paid ad agencies, SEO agency, YouTube agencies, right? But what makes an agency or a business stand out within these channels is a unique strategy they tie into one of these channels. Now, a common mistake people make is thinking that unique mechanism is a ChatGPT name, right? Our AI expansion system, our rocket-fueled ad system, right? It's not. I used to think the same thing, and frankly enough, made a mistake of selling the name of my system rather than the actual unique mechanism behind it, right? So it was actually like the marquee system or something like that, right? And it didn't really make sense, but back then I thought this was what a unique mechanism was. But when I started selling systems, I actually understood what a unique mechanism actually is. Now, to give you an example, right, of like a service and a unique mechanism. A service, we will grow your Instagram pages by repurposing your YouTube content, right? And whenever you reach out to a prospect, giving them this service, right, they might think, okay, I did that before, it never worked. I got my page banned and that was it. Other editors do the same and price lower. I've seen this offer 1,000 times before. Now, with a unique mechanism, we basically stand out in the market, right? Because we have a unique strategy. We still implement these channels, right? Like, don't get me wrong, we don't replace these channels, but we have something unique that we do inside of these channels, right? This is kind of what a unique mechanism is basically a unique strategy that you can execute and only you can execute on, right? So for example, quick brief example, we will run 10 content clipping pages from your one YouTube video, grow them, and then reach out to your ideal client profiles and followers through our automated AI DMs that start conversations and book 30, 40 sales calls a month with a nurtured prospect. Now you see how it is sort of the same thing, but we are adding more of our sort of unique strategy to it, right? We are going to create 10 different content clipping pages on Instagram, right? Every time you post a YouTube video, we're going to clip it. We're going to repurpose it to these different pages, grow them, right? And then use our AI DM system to reach out to your ideal client profiles and followers and book you 30 to 40 sales calls a month with nurtured prospects, right? If I came up to a prospect offering this unique mechanism, this system, right, it builds curiosity, right? It makes them think, oh, okay, this can give me leverage, right? Because not only I'm going to have so much content, right, from them clipping my one YouTube video. I'm going to be able to grow my pages. I'm going to be able to get brand awareness, but I'm also going to be able to grow my followers and book way more calls with nurtured prospects, right? So to them, it's like, never tried that before. Let me give it a shot. The reason why they never tried it before is that not a lot of people can actually do this, right? So if you are able to figure out how to actually deliver this unique mechanism as a system, right, you're going to get way, way better responses, as you can see from some of my cold email campaigns where we implement a unique mechanism strategy. Now, breaking through the prospects filtering mechanism, right? This is a point that I want to kind of get across to you. Now, marketing and the outbound space is super, super noisy these days, right? And you probably know it yourself. Your prospects and target audience get bombarded with the same offers, same messages, same angles every single day, right? I've talked to so many different prospects, right? Where they tell me, I get like 10, 15 emails per day, but yours, for example, stood up to me the most, right? And I understand that they do get 10 to 15, 20 emails per day from different companies, different agencies offering them a bunch of different things and services that they just don't want, right? So when your prospects, right, or your target audience gets bombarded with the same offers, messages, and angles every single day, what tends to happen is that their brain starts filtering external information, right? And what do I mean by this? Offer one. Let's say you're running a Facebook ads offer, and the offer you use will generate a 4x ROAS with Facebook ads. Their brain, when they read that, is like, okay, I've seen this like 50 times before, put it in the bin, right? Because their brain doesn't want to consume calories thinking about whether they should reply or not, right? So it uses previous sort of memories, previous experiences to be able to quickly make a decision on whether it likes this offer or it doesn't like the offer. And most of the times, if the prospect has seen that same offer multiple times before, and maybe even tried working with an agency that guaranteed this before, but it never worked out for them, next time they see that same message, they instantly will disregard it, right? Because their brain is basically optimizing to filter external information. Now, let's say offer two, right? We will implement our dynamic AI UGC creators into your ad creative workflow so you can stop overpaying influencers, right? Their brain, never seen this before, right? Curiosity and action. They take action to satisfy that curiosity, right? That's the main thing I want to get across to you guys. Curiosity leads to action. Action leads to more money that you make, right? And you being able to hop onto an appointment with the prospect, right? This is the key to outbound, right? Is being able to basically stand out in a very, very noisy market. And the way we do that is by selling systems and having a unique mechanism. And remember this, right? If you sat down at a coffee shop, face to face with your ideal client profile, and you only could say one thing to them that can result them in throwing coffee at your face or responding back to you and continuing a conversation with you, what would that one sentence be? And I want you to sit down and think about this, right? Sit down and think about it. Imagine yourself in a scenario where you're sitting face to face with your ideal client profile. What's that one sentence can be that can spark a conversation or have them throw coffee at your face and walk away? This is the same thing with outbound, right? You're presenting your offer, you're presenting your messages, you're presenting that sentence to multiple different people every single day, right? Some of them will throw coffee at you, right? Some of them will engage in a conversation with you. Your goal is to be able to find a sentence, right, where more people are engaging back with you, right, in the conversation and not throwing coffee at your face. So how do we go about selling these systems? Right? Step one is we want to be able to find different angles of approach. Right? So for example, we can use AI to do this for you. Recently, I've been playing with perplexity.ai. It's a pretty good tool for market research and being able to find unique angles in competitive markets. Now, angles is equals to positioning, right? So for example, if an ecom brand is running Facebook ads and everyone says, I'll get you a 4x ROAS, that's just a general promise. Another angle of approach could be, we will double your link clicks and page visits while lowering CPAs with our AI UGC creators that save you money on influencers while also lowering your ad costs with a faster ad creative turnaround, right? Still Facebook ads, right? But instead we find a unique angle to approach Facebook ads with. right? Rather than coming across as a basic Facebook ad agency that is guaranteeing a 4x ROAS, we find a new angle of approach, something that the prospect still cares about, and we give them a particular system to get that outcome, lowering your link clicks or increasing your link clicks, lowering your cost per acquisitions, generating a content flow with AI UGC creators, and also lowering your costs on influencers if they use a lot of influencers, right? These are the four different outcomes that we could give to the prospect with our system, with our unique mechanism, right? Step 2 is crafting your message. Now, the general rule to crafting any good outreach message is having 50 words or less, right? Having an offer and a call to action, right? Just making it super, super quick. For example, hey, first name, present your offer, present your unique mechanism. If you have a case study, present your case study. Call to action, it should be easy, yes or no. Would this be worth a chat, right? Can I send this over to you, right? Prospects should have an easy yes or no answer, right? Because again, with the brain, processing so much external information, right? You need to basically make it an easy decision for them, right? An easy response. So call to actions should always be an easy yes or no. Now, step 3 is volume, right? Find your target audience's emails, social pages, numbers, and then use one of these to reach out to them. Cold emails, cold DMs, cold calling. All of them work, right? There's nothing better than the other. Trust me, all of them work. It's just a matter of what you put into these channels, right? A lot of people make the mistake saying like cold emails don't work, cold DMs don't work, cold calling doesn't work. They all work because they're all channels, right? They're all channels. What doesn't work is what you're actually putting into those channels that is not getting you that sort of particular outcome. Now, if you ever watched previous to my videos when I do talk about outreach, I do not believe in manual outreach. I'm sorry, I don't. I really, really like automating a lot of my stuff within my business, right? And that includes outreach because volume will negate any luck, right? Think about it. If you send 10,000 emails, there's no way you will not be able to book at least 10 calls. And out of those 10 calls that are 20% close, you get 2 clients, right? That you sold systems to. Right? Same thing with cold DMs. There's no way you don't book at least 10 appointments if you're sending 5,000, 10,000 DMs every single month. With cold calling, right? Now, obviously, it's a bit harder to automate cold calling, but there's AI voice callers these days. You can build a cold calling team, right? You can build an automated CRM for your cold calling team, right? There's different ways to automate it with labor, right? Rather than software. So just remember this. Volume will negate any luck, right? Whilst your new unique positioning will increase your luck, right? Moving on to the actual pricing strategy with selling systems rather than services, right? With agency services like Facebook Ads Management, Google Ads, TikTok Ads Management, you're probably selling retainers, maybe charging $1,000 a month retainer. It's harder to push higher unless you're a bit more established. So if you're new to the game or you have less case studies, then it might be harder for you to charge more than $1,000 because again, the problem comes to you operating in the whole red ocean market where people can just find a replacement for what you do pretty easily and there's nothing unique about you. LTV, right? They stick with you for 2-3 months, right? You might have to give them free trials or even worse, work on a lower retainer. And nobody wants that, right? It's not fun working on free trials or low retainers, right? That barely pay the bills. So with selling systems, we aim to have a one-time setup fee, which is a financial commitment from the client at the $3,000 to $10,000, and then we can charge $200 to $500 performance payments. Whatever the outcome the system that you're selling is getting to the client, figure out how you can charge a performance on that. So for example, if we have a unique system, unique mechanism for getting more sales appointments, more qualified live appointments for our clients, then we can charge $300 per qualified live call, right? That we bring in or the system brings in. So let's say we charge $200, 50 sales opportunities for a client. That's $10,000 in pure profit, right? So you only need 1 to 2 clients to make $10,000 a month. And if your system works well, right, it's going to be harder to leave you as you are the only operator known to them, meaning no one else can replicate what it is that you actually do, right? This is why it's so important for you to start being able to develop systems that you can sell, right? Start testing different systems, right? And start building these and try selling them to the market, right? And once you kind of get the hang of it, you become the only operator of your system because you are the only creator of that system. And this is how you can basically start paving your own way in a crowded market. So how do you actually build these systems, right? Again, a system is a repeatable way to get outcome without you needing to be part of the process, right? So a system should be able to run automatically by itself without you needing to take part in it, right? Let's say the outcome we want is 20 sales calls a month. The process is cold emails plus, let's say retargeting ads. Obviously, you can build your own system in whatever your own way. Inputs here are messaging, our offers, unique mechanisms for the client, funnels for the client, VSL for the client, websites for different stages of customer journey, automations, tracking sheets, labor, AI, right? These are different inputs that could go into this process, right, to get 20 sales calls a month, right? And you as a systems builder or integrator basically need to optimize all these inputs, right? And then just put them through this process. Right? So what your job is, like once you get a client, you optimize their message, offers, unique mechanism, funnels, VSLs, whatever it is you need, right, to put into the process to get a particular outcome, right? You kind of work on it in the first time, right? And once you do this enough times and get more data and fail more and find out what works, what doesn't, right, over time, you'll be able to generate a system that gets a repeatable outcome. For example, my system, right, I know that if I set it up, right, for any client out there, right, I know that sending 10,000 emails can lead to 30, 45 appointments per month, worst case scenario, 20, 25 appointments, right? And I can do it every single time because, again, I have a blueprint on being able to do so. But this only comes after a bunch of iterations. It's not like I woke up and I was instantly able to build the system and sell the system and get amazing results. Obviously, it came over time with a bunch of iterations, a bunch of different testing, and finding out frameworks and formulas that I can use for each and every single client to optimize all of these things, to automate all these things and put them through my particular processes. So yeah, if you do want to start selling systems and make more money whilst working with fewer clients, then check the link in the description and schedule a one-to-one roadmap call with me where I'll show you the exact process I implement to help agencies and individuals start a systems business, right, and start selling systems. But apart from that, I hope this was valuable to you. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments down below. If you found value in this video, make sure to maybe subscribe. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. I answer all of my comments. So again, any questions, any concerns, put them down in the comment section down below. If you want to get access to this note, then join the free community. Again, the link will be in the description. That's kind of where I host all the stuff that I use for my YouTube videos, where you can access all my Miro boards, my notes, literally anything that I use to make these videos for you guys. So yeah, stop selling agency services, right? Start transforming yourself from being a glorified freelancer to a respected systems partner. But yeah, apart from that, I will see you guys on the next video.